Hey everybody, welcome back to the shack. I'm Rick. You know the old saying that necessity is the mother of invention. Very, very true. My grandmother is 96 years old. As you know, if you follow me at all, that you know I moved her back out here from Texas. For 96, she still motors around. All she uses is a walker, so she's extremely healthy, very, very active lady still. I think she's going to outlive me. But she has a hard time getting into the car. And I kept telling her, I'm going to make you a step. Because when she gets out of the car, she's sitting on the edge of the seat and slowly lets herself down till she touches the ground. So there's a good 4-inch gap there for her to slide down. And the same getting in, she has to grab things and I have to help her lift up to get in. So I told her I'm going to make a little step, a little platform you can stand on right there while you're getting into the car. So I came out here to do something else, but I want to get this done for her for Christmas. Not for a Christmas present, but I want to get it done. So when we pick her up, she can try this out. So this is like a prototype thing. I don't know. I just got an idea what I want. So what I'm basically going to do, I have this piece of birch plywood. I think that's wide enough. I can set it like this, so when her back is turned towards the end of the car, she can stand here, sit on the seat without having to try to pull herself up into the seat of the car. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to frame the bottom of this with just 2x4s. I think 4 inches is probably going to be just enough. I'm going to get another piece, maybe the same width as this. Actually, I think it will be the same width, because what I'm thinking, this is going to be framed like this with 2x4. My thinking is I'm going to put a handle here with the hinge. So the other end, I can open it up, it'll lay down, and this end is going to be angled down to the ground, because she has a problem with steps. So that way she can shuffle up here, get on this, turn around, because I will have her walker right there next to her, which I always do, have it locked so it doesn't roll, so she can grab it and step down off this or shuffle down off of this, because she doesn't like steps. So it's just going to be a transition. So let's see how that does. So this will actually give me a good chance, since I had to put off my customer. I got to get this done for my grandmother. Family is a priority, even over work right now. I'm going to use my new miter saw, cut this up, frame it. Let's just get it together. So I'm going to let you follow me as I get it together. We'll see. This is just a rough mock-up, so just kind of held together with the clamps, but that's just a basic little step. 2x4s on the bottom, 3/4 piece of plywood on top. Then I'm going to go ahead and get this drilled and screwed, put it together, then I'll work on the ramp. I've been thinking about how I'm going to carry this. Do me a slot here. I'm going to go 5 inches wide I'm going to use an 1.25" Forstner bit. I'm going to drill through here, cut it out, smooth it, put it on my router table, smooth the edges inside and out. Before I frame this, I want to get this cut, and that'll be my handle to carry it with. Just going to drill these out real quick and make my handle. Going down. Now that I have it all cut out, and I'm going to use a roundover bit on my $10 yard router table here. Just got my router installed in it yesterday or 2 days ago. So this is the very first thing I'm going to use on it. Looks like a sawhorse converted, but it works. I got it from a lady at a yard sale. And I have my grandfather's, oh my gosh, 25-year-old Sears and Roebuck. I don't know if it's a 1/4 horsepower router in it, but I just need it routed over. But all the things I have, that's one thing I don't have yet, is I don't have a really good router. For now, I'm just going to round over the handle edge area, so when I grab it, I can carry it. Smooth. Smooth. So now when I grab it, I got no sharp edges. So now we put it back together. So what I'm doing is because I want it to be pretty square. I'm kind of anal about stuff. I got these little square blocks I got at Rockler. Clamping them in, keeping this nice and square. I'm pre-drilling a hole. And I'm going to use my little Avenger countersink that I got from Rockler. I'm going to just countersink them a little bit just for a better look. There we go. And I'm going to use 2-inch deck screws. Since it's going to be outside and in the elements. There we are. With the sides all done, now I'm going to go around and put a few screws in the top to hold it so I can go over to the next step. But here's my handle. So I'm just drilling these out, then I'll come back and countersink them. So let's countersink these real quick. Smooth! We finish that, and we'll go to the next step. One good thing about doing little projects like this, as you can see, this is scrap wood. It's going to be 14 inches long, it's the same width of the step, 4 inches high, and what I'm going to do, I'm just going to draw a line, a transition, and that's going to be the ramp up to the step. I've been sitting here trying to figure out my next step, how I was going to go about it, and finding my scrap. I'm using the 3/4 for the support in the back. The top, I cut up 1/2 inch birch plywood, and that'll sit on top. I got my angle set. It's 15 degrees from here down, 15 degree slope. This is going to be like this. This is going to be mounted on the inside. So I have to cut this down till it's level with this so that I can put my wood on top. So right now it's too high, so I got to cut it down to get to here. So I got 2 more pieces here for the support I got to cut. And then I'll take them down a little bit at a time to get them where I need it. I have a stop block already sitting here. From when I cut the first one. I sat it in there, ran it along there, cut it out. So, let me do, and I'm using like scrap stuff, so this is great. I'm actually using up the scrap. I'll set that in there. Since it's a little bit bigger, and I'm going to cut another piece out, cut all 3 supports, and then like I said, I'm going to start taking them down, start getting everything fitting nice, just fine tuning everything. Put on my dust mask, glasses. So with the 3 supports cut now, see, this is what it's going to kind of look like. So now I have to get the supports trimmed down so it's even back here, because it's about a 1/2 inch higher. So I'm going to take them down a little bit at a time till I get this, but I'm going to, before I do that, I'm going to angle the blade, get this cut to match the angle 15 degrees. Now I set my blade at 15 degrees. I ran this back support through at 15, so that's at an angle going down, and the one piece I cut at 15 degrees, so it's going to sit on there. So once I get these at the right height, they'll sit right there. That's how it's going to come together right here. That's a good fit. got these trimmed down to just about perfect now. Now when I put the top on, it's just a little edge here, which is fine, so when I sand it, it'll blend in just the way I want it. Last cut I have to do is the bottom one here. Goes on. It's just a little bit too long now. So I'm going to have to get this all up here right. And I'll mark it about where I have to be. It's kind of loud, but I have my heater on because it's probably about 50 degrees right now. What I decided to do, I'm going to go ahead and glue this on, throw a nail in there, both ends, kind of get this set up. Then I'm going to glue this in. Then I can get the last board here, glue this and nail it for now and get this set so I can figure out how I'm going to open and close this thing. So I already have glue on this, I'm just going to throw a nail in here. Make sure it's nice and flush. Good right there. Oh, a couple nails in this one. I'm only using 1-inch nail, so it's just going in a little bit, just enough to hold it. Now I get this set in. When I get this set in, glue it, nail it. Then I'll get the center one in. Then I'll finish getting the second one on. One good thing about the extensions on either side, I have wide area. I can transfer my fence to one side or the other. So I'm putting it on the left side. I'm going to put this at 45 degrees. I think I want a little more of an angle going up. That's it for now. It's a lot better. 45 makes it a little bit easier to get up. So I'm going to stay with that. Hopefully that's going to be good for her. Tomorrow I'll come back, fill holes, sand, but I still got to figure out how I'm going to work the hinges. I'm not too sure about that yet, but that's going to look like a little step, something she can shuffle up on without having to take a step up. Get up there, platform, turn around, sit down into the cars, so she doesn't have to be lifted or strained pushing herself up onto the seat. She's got about 4 inches and it'll be fine, and this is right at 4 inches, so I think it'll work good for her. I've tried hinges. I don't like it. They stick up too far, so I'm going to go ahead and do a piano hinge mounted on here. I've already marked the holes, drilled it. So I'm just going to screw this in, and I'm going to flip this over, screw it to the top. I'm going to mark this, make sure this is the way I want it. try one just to see if I can even get it in here, if it's going to work. Set it down, flip it over, there she goes. She can sit up here, sit into the cart, and she can shuffle her way down to the ground. There we have it. That's the primer coat. So I'm going to take this in and let it dry. Tomorrow I'm going to come back out, give it a quick hand sand. Then I'm going to paint the yellow on it. I've let this sit overnight and let it dry real well. I'm going to just go over by hand with some 220. I'm just going to smooth out any spots that I feel a little bit of roughness. Just give it a quick sanding, and then we're going to paint it. Real good. So I'm just going to go around this, give it a quick sand, wipe it all down real good, then we're going to paint. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, if she can see it easier, but I just figured I'd just do some yellow paint, and hopefully, well, no, we'll see what happens, if she even likes it or not. But I'm going to paint it yellow, let it dry, then I'm going to put the non-skid tape on. And then when we pick her up for Christmas, I'm going to let her try it out for the first time. We'll see how it works. There we go. Let's just paint this up real quick. By the time I painted this and then painted the ramp part, it's already dry. I mean, it's kind of tacky, but I'm using Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover, and I tell you, I'm kind of impressed with this. I like that. Just a gloss sunny yellow. I just wanted something bright, and hopefully she can see it. I mean, it's not the prettiest thing, but hopefully it's functional. That's my main thing, that it's functional for her to get in and out of the car. After I thought about it, I didn't sand it. I went ahead and applied a second coat. I really like the way it's coming out. I'm going to let this dry for a few hours. We're going to go inside and I'm going to start cutting the strips. Now all that is drying out there. I'm going to cut up these strips real quick and get these ready. Now the width of the ramp and step is 21 inches. I'm going to cut these 18-inch length strips. Oops. And don't have to be perfect. Why don't we get it close? I got all my strips cut, and as I was looking for something to round the edges with, I have one of these felt discs I used when I made my raffle ticket tumbler for the church. So I put it on there, I said, oh, that'll work. So that's what I've done. I just set it on there, kind of cut around the edge, and that's what it comes out to. So I'm just going by, and what I do, and I just kind of center it on there. You know, it's not rocket science, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just basically going around the edge, cutting it. And there you have it. Just kind of laying out my pattern here. It's going to be like that. So I got this one down. And what I did was the hinge, figured that's a good little guide. Just put the hinge there, put it down. And I laid that against it. Kind of got it centered, so I just used this to make sure I'm kind of centered and laid the strip down. And I think I'm going to use this on the opposite end, get that one set, then I can figure out where I'm going to put these. I'm just going to kind of eyeball them. I'm not going to be real specific about it. But I'm going to use this on the ramp part and the step just to get that the same spot on each end. Set this here. Get that on there. Laying this down, and I get this. That's good. So I'm going to lay this down on there. And I'll peel off the end. I just peel it back as I go. So that's set where I want it. So I'll start at this end. Kind of hard getting the backing off. What I'm going to do, I'm going to peel it up, get it up, fold it, hold it. That way I can set this up here and get it started where I want it. There we go. And then what I'll do is just leave that right there. Keep a firm grip on so it doesn't move. And just peel this up as I go. Now, take that off, set this here, and just make sure I got it right there. And that's done. This is kind of what I'm going to figure the ramp to be. I'll go ahead and line that up, do my edge, put this one on. The bottom, I'm actually, where this little angle cut I put on, I'm just going to go right to the edge, put it in here, go right to the edge. Then you just kind of center these two. Then I'm just going to put the edge here, I'm going to kind of center these two and just let it be. I don't want to torque it at all, just snug it. My hand screwdriver, I'm just going to tighten these up, make sure they're in good. I don't want to strip them out, so I'm not using the power tool to take them in. Just want to make sure they're snug. That's good. Power tool is good to get it in, make a little time, but I don't want to over tighten it, tweak it out. Cool. Very, very good. Let's get the other side and put her together. All right. For grandmother's approval. There we go. Shuffle up, get up here, step into the car. I like it. I like it a lot. There we go. That's the elder step, elder ramp, whatever you want to call it. It's something that I hope my grandmother can use. So, thank you so much for watching. Any comments, any questions, always below. Don't be afraid. I will get back to you. As always, be blessed. Get out there. Take back your shack. Follow me as I take back mine. Get out there. Build something. Build it for a friend. Build it for family. But most importantly, build it for your sanity. Thanks for watching. See you next video.